Hello, my name is Imani Barnes, and I will be sharing some differences that I've observed between commercial production and home brewing of beer. The company that I decided to view a virtual tour on is Victory Brewing Company, which was founded by Kovaleski and Barchet in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And if you'd like to take a few minutes reviewing this list of terms that I put together, I thought it might be helpful in fully understanding the next few slides. So those words that you'll need to understand prior to are brewery, commercial production, fermentation, home brewing, hops, malt grains, mill, and wort. The beginning stages of home brewing or producing commercially beer, you will start with a dry malt grain. And the difference that I noticed between the home brewing video that we all watched and what was shown in the virtual tour was that a lot of home brewers like to use several different malt grains. However, Victory Brewing Company used a single malt grain. They didn't give what type of grain they used, but it is visible that it is just one single type of grain. And then it was presented that homebrewers will use any kind of water, really. It just has to be it can't be contaminated, and it has to be sanitized, and the same goes with Victory Brewing Company. But a lot of homebrewers have to use tap due to environment and the setting that they're in. So they have to use tap water, and if they use tap water, they also have to make sure that it's not contaminated and that there's no other chemicals that will cause a reaction later. So they'll use either water from a well, or if they use tap water, they'll use filters or something called a Camden tablet to remove any chemicals. However, at Victory Brewing Company, they just use straight creek water from a branch of the Brandywine Creek. In earlier stage, homebrewers will put the dry grains into a mill and crush or grind up the malt. But at Victory Brewing Company, they actually put it into something called a wet mill. And they do this so that their malt is softer. And they believe it brings out a better quality in their wort. Wort is mixed up with something called hop. And most commercial producers and home brewers will use pelletized versions of the herb hop for convenience and flavor of their beer. But Victory Brewing Company actually prefers to use the natural flower form and the whole flower form of their hop. And they say that they do that for aroma and a different flavor to set them apart from other production companies and home brewers. So I hope that this presentation / video was informative enough. Thank you for listening, and I feel inclined to remind that if you're going to drink, you should drink responsibly. Don't drive once you're under the influence. And remember, if you're not of the age of 21 or older, drinking is illegal, and pregnant women should not consume alcohol. And the last thing I want to say is the virtual tour of Victory Brewing Company can be found at youtube.com.